Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where and when you're watching this broadcast. I'm Thomas Fessler, my friends, and this is Disclosure Tonight. Happy Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. As we move on with Disclosure, man, it's Wednesday. We got 2 days. Are we going to get more UFO files? I don't know. We can see there's been silence. Nothing out there getting into it. Before we get into this too long, let's go ahead and mix things up a little bit. Welcome everybody in the chat. Good to see everybody. Great to see everybody out there. Let's go ahead and get into the studio and say those three magic words. Mike. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, there we go. How the hell
there we go. I'm doing well. It's Wednesday, hump day for the week.
Yeah.
We have different things to cover tonight. Should be interesting for the audience.
Oh, it should be. It should be really interesting. In a breaking UFOs alert. We got a breaking story that just hit, Mike.
What is it?
Remember a couple days ago we had the priest who was on, who was talking about how UFOs are demons?
Yes.
Yeah.
The devil needs a starship. Yes, I remember.
But now, besides him being let me get this here, the exorcist for the diocese, he got into some podcasts and talking, but ever since then, Mike, there is breaking news coming from the Catholic Archdiocese of Washington. I think that's like Washington, D.C. Let's get into it. For immediate release, statement from Cardinal Robert McElroy, Archbishop of Washington, on Monsignor Stephen Rossetti. The Archdiocese of Washington announced today that Robert Cardinal McElroy has removed Monsignor Stephen Rossetti, a priest of the Diocese of Syracuse, New York, as an exorcist of the Archdiocese of Washington.
Was he caught touching kids?
And ended all affiliations between the Archdiocese and the St. Michael Center for Spiritual Renewal located in Washington, D.C. Cardinal McElroy said the statements made by Monsignor Rossetti linking UFOs to demonic presence and the center's recent use of social media gravity to undermine the church's very precise teaching on the devil, demons, and exorcism. We don't have to say it in Latin, do we? El Cardinal Melroy Diljo que las, no. Or is that Spanish? Either way.
Spanish.
Well. He got in trouble.
And Jesus.
Apparently, someone was listening to his podcast, and they didn't like it, Mike.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, we had a lot of interesting things to say about it.
We did. We usually do. Yeah, but it's nice that they took action.
Yeah.
Actually, pretty goddamn quickly, if you ask me.
Absolutely. And
we know
I guess priests are going to have to potentially now watch what they say. Now, apparently he was kicked. He is from the Diocese of Syracuse, New York, although he was freeloading, whatever you want to call it. He was a part-time exorcist of the Archdiocese of Washington. So it's the Archdiocese of Washington and the St. Michael Center for Spiritual Renewal. That's where they must be doing the exorcisms, Mike. We'll have to check into that place. So He's still a priest of the Diocese of Syracuse, New York, but his other duties that he was doing under Christ or his own have been terminated. Yes, who farted 420? I guess we could start off the evening and say, yes, he must have been a threat to national security, right, Daryl?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
That nation may be the Vatican, though. So.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been getting a bunch of comments in the chat after the show, giving me shit about the 2 minutes that we start up the show, and I welcome everybody in the chat. And they're saying, why do you take the first 2 minutes of the show and put that up there, unsubscribe? But there's a lot of people giving it a thumbs up. So today I decided, what happens if I don't say welcome to Kelly Broetner, Piercing Blue Eyes? Well, what do you think, Daryl? Shortens it up a bit, cleans it up a bit, but it gets rid of some of that personal connection we've had since we've started.
Yeah, it reminds me of an old joke where the butt of the joke is, if you try to please everybody, you lose your ass. So yeah, that's part of the heritage of the show to do that, and I'm all for traditions.
All right.
And I can tell you that we've tried it both ways, if you remember, Thomas.
Yeah.
And we've gone in both directions, and it seems that majority of the audience like when we do the intros.
Yeah. Now, Mike,
Amazing.
I don't swing both ways. Yeah, all right. Let's go ahead and do it really quick. Just since we've got it here and the whole thing, let's just jump back into the start of the show. Act like we didn't talk about this then. Not that one. That's the dirty one. Gotta clean up that one a little bit.
We're just rewinding.
Oh, I've got to rewind here. Oh, it's not running, damn it. Yeah, I do have a rewind. Yeah, exactly. All right, who's on the chat right now? Let's go ahead and welcome Three Holiday. Thank you for coming in. I don't have to be so rushed. April, appreciate you being out here today. April Coleman's been around for a long time, along with Brains. Craig Smith. Eliza Teal just popped up. Good to see you, my dear lady. I am kind of rushed at the beginning because the list has gotten so fucking long. Elvis Roten, good to see you. I didn't go too fast and say your name wrong. Firefly is out there as always, along with Geraldine Durazio and Grateful Benny. GSB Tee Whoopee. That is a mouthful. Ghost One popped just in, just say because he wants me to say hey, along with who's someone else? Ed Zachary popped up. Grateful Benny. Hudson Valley Ron is in the chat, along with, you know what, let me bring it up so everybody can see what the hell I'm actually looking at. What the hell is he talking about here?
Let's get a little behind the scenes action. Cool.
Yeah, all right. Let's go down the list alphabetically. Ed Zachary just popped in. Then we got Eliza Teal with Elvis. Good to see you. Firefly and Galactic Family Podcast. I believe that's Jay in the back. Good to see you, my friend. Geraldine Durazio. We got Ghost and Hudson Valley Ron. I already say tee whoopee too many times, so you got it a third time. J-Cat Meow, just J-Cat. She always hangs out in the show, in the back after the show. Good to see you, J-Cat. Jericho's out there along with Joey's National Security. Someone's playing a joke here.
Oh, clever.
Johnny Geldhill, who's in the back. Julian Reverbal. Kelly Burrow, yes, with those piercing blue eyes. It matches the color there. How about that? She really does have piercing blue eyes. I could find a picture if she would say something in the chat. I could blow up her face. Huge. Kiwi's out there along with Laura Sarl. Lord Malphus, of always, Lori G, Lodius, Max Metal, Mr. Drew 69, good to see you. Necessary Dialogue, yeah, if you look at it, he's actually that's Necessary Dialogue, that's not someone else. Peter Tremulous is out there, Psychosomatic Attic Insane, Push King, you got Rainbow's Kim, Sam is out there, Scooby Dooby Gooby, who is in the back. Absolutely. And for hours, sometimes he will be there for like 10 hours plus after the show. So I've heard. Right, Scoob?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Thomas. Yep. At least that long.
Shelly Montgomery, who is everywhere these days. Snickle Fritz is out there. Steve Hines, Steve Mateo, Supercharged Land Cruiser, the Truth Master, Supercharged Land Cruiser. Someone just popped in. Steve Hines, maybe. Trevor Williams is in the chat along with Var Kalin. We got Wasteland Wanderer, Weedlander, Homelander. I love it. I get it. Wendy Joe. And we got Who Farted 420, Yankee 5858. And of course, can't see it. Yellow Tommy Tanker all the way at the bottom. Good to see you. He's a mod. On that note, Edwin, welcome to the show.
The exorcist is kind of a bigger deal than we think, because perhaps the Catholic Church is concerned about this narrative getting out there. I know that's a major concern.
Well, apparently it sounds like it could be a narrative or dialogue that the Catholic Church does not agree with.
Well, that's kind of a big
figured the
deal.
best way to do it is like when someone does something really bad and you want to distance yourself from them, you cut them off, shove them out the window and close it and lock it and pull the drapes. Just make sure you do it on a 10-foot story, out of a 10-foot story bathroom that with the window is like 5 feet off the floor, and they fall out backwards.
Well, I'm sorry if the last few days I've been kind of talking over you. I just trying to get my comment out and get my hand, lower my hand.
I got you.
I'll try to behave in here more than I have lately. So
you're new. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, right?
So anyway, I'll let you continue with the show. But by the way, Thomas, I've never seen so many rabbits around here than I have lately. These rabbits around here are getting big. I counted 12 of them the other day.
Yeah, I count them every morning on the way to work. Unfortunately, there was a son of a bitch who was running this morning, so it got rid of the area. I only got up to 9, but June is the month you start seeing all the baby rabbits out there, and I go to work at 5:15 in the morning, 5:13 I leave, so it's just getting daylight. That's when they all like to come out and start munching on the grass.
They're all over the place. They're the size of small cats anyways.
The ones I've been seeing lately, the really small ones are so cute. Thanks for bringing that up, everyone. Appreciate it. All right, we got that out of the way. We got to get to our top story. Where are we at? Not done. Let's get back to the interview guest. Here we go, Daryl. God, where do we start? Got that great title card I put together here today. Holy cow, we're going to have to read and get into this. Where did I hide it? It's not the picture of the Monsignor. Definitely not that. Oh, got it right here. Got it right here. And I've got the write-up. We can go ahead and deal with it here. Oh, no, not that one. Not that one. That one. Here we go. I got it. Thought I had it.
Jay's new book.
I know it's Jay's new book. I'm trying to pick up a window, but it keeps on picking up tabs and shuffling stuff around. You gotta love it. All right, Jay's new book, Jay Stratton's new book, The UFO Whistleblower, the book that has been revealed. Let's get a description of this and let you know what the heck is going on here. So, where we go. All right. I actually like this title card I did out today. Let me go ahead and hide Mike for a second. I just have to. That alien that I have on here, that is the alien apparently from Disclosure Day. So I actually took it and I appropriated it and have it like clawing onto the book. It just looked perfect. There was a hole there, but you got to have pride in the work you put out sometimes. All right. So Jay Stratton. Jay Stratton, the central figure of the U.S. government's modern investigation of UAP and non-human intelligent life, is set to detail his investigation in his memoir. Quote, it's called Out of the Shadows, Revealing the Truth About Non-Human Intelligent Life. The memoir is to be published by HarperCollins, of course. That's the same company that put out Lou's book at this point. Imprints William Morrow, which I believe is the same publisher, William Morrow, who was involved with Lou's book, out of the United Kingdom. Interesting about all these ties across everywhere. So the memoir is to be published by HarperCollins, and it's going to be released on October 13th. Remember, his book deal was first announced back in 2024 for over 16 years in Jay's history. He has investigated UAP and non-human intelligent life on behalf of the federal government. So that is a long career exploring aliens for the government. The synopsis of his memoir reads, you get the back of the book cover to go ahead and see this. While serving at the Defense Intelligence Agency, Stratton learned of UAP incursions over nuclear weapon sites, leading him to co-found the Advanced Weapons Systems Application Program, also known as OSAP, the first official U.S. government program to investigate UAPs since the closure of Air Force's Project Blue Book. Kona Blue was actually going on. It never stopped. So this isn't the only game in town. Always like how they always miss the details on that one. Operating in the shadows of the intelligence community, Stratton discovered an 80-year cover-up of the existence of non-human intelligent life and fought back against powerful gatekeepers who have hid the truth from public Congress and, of course, even presidents. While risking everything in pursuit of the truth, he created and led the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, the first whole-of-government investigation of the UAP that was headed up by the U.S. Navy, of course, forcing the nation to confront the unknown. Now, Stratton breaks his silence to provide a startling first-hand account of the shocking discoveries, encounters, challenges, and behind-the-scenes revelations that profoundly altered his understanding of humanity's place in the universe and took a disturbing toll on him and his family. His relationship with, I edited it in. Of course, the announcement of the memoir's release described as one quote that reads like a political thriller. comes amid the Trump administration's releasing a batch of long-promised classified evidence related to UFO sightings and non-human intelligent life. So far, we have 162 files that have been released that detail photos, documents, and cover-ups by the government, detailed by employees and reports of anomalous craft and videos, etc. Apart from the government's release of the files, intrigue over the existence of extraterrestrial life continues to grow. Remember now, Steven Spielberg is making his anticipated return to the UFO genre with his upcoming film Disclosure Day. It's coming out next week, folks. It had its world premiere at South by Southwest Festival. Sorry, I could not get that word out. I lost where was that festival, and heavily features Stratton Dan Farah, who directed and produced The Age of Disclosure. But Dan Farah has now secured the film and television rights to Stratton's memoir, with plans to develop it as a scripted series. So we're going to see some kind of show, whether it's for regular television set, it could be for television set, for regular broadcast television, highly unlikely, but probably looking at something as a scripted program that would be on like Apple TV or on Amazon or potentially on Netflix. How about that? Looking forward to it. Now, Farah said in his statement to the Hollywood Reporter, in Out of the Shadows, Jay Stratton delivers the most revealing and definitive testimony ever written about government's investigation and cover-up of UAP and non-human intelligent life. After discovering the related national security concerns, Jay, not Jay. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Daryl. And a potential existential threat, Jay he's calling it an existential threat. How about that? We'll leave it at that. Jay defied powerful institutional gatekeepers and risked everything in order to reveal that humanity is not alone in the universe. Fuck the universe. We're not alone here on this planet. And to ensure the government takes action. Out of the Shadows has the propulsive storytelling of a high-stakes political thriller and exposes the biggest cover-up in human history, and the deeply personal, harrowing toll Jay's pursuit of the truth had on him and his family, and especially his wife, Mike. There was a lot of trauma going on. Heard about. There's been a lot of venting of her about Lou Elizondo in the past in certain people's Discord chats, right?
Yes, and we've covered that live when it was occurring. So we know there was a lot of discourse going on.
Yeah, she seemed to know too much from someone who would just be a wife. It's almost like it's that pillow talk conversation, right? Which the words we're hearing coming out of her mouth could be the words that were coming out of Jay's mouth, but he was telling her, but he can't say it.
No, he can't, but that doesn't mean she can't. She's not blocked by national security or NDAs. Have you ever found a woman
who's not afraid to open her mouth and get the man in trouble at the same time?
They usually do. Nothing new with that. You're right. That's a story as old as time.
Yeah, oh God.
But she seems to have been venting on his behalf.
Kvetching.
So we'll see what comes out of kvetching is right. We'll see what comes out in the book. Now, we know already, because Dr. Eric Davis talked about this, that Jay is well aware and has firsthand knowledge of NHI and UAP craft in the government's possession.
Yes. But wait, there's more. I got more text here to read. In addition to releasing his memoir, Stratton continues to work closely with the White House, the Director of National Intelligence, and the Department of War to identify and obtain access to all the evidence that exists within the various compartmentalized silos of the U.S. government. Why doesn't anybody ever mention the fucking CIA or the Department of Energy? Because that's where the real secrets are, folks. You know that. Stratton and the UAP Task Force were honored in October 2024 for their efforts with the National Intelligence Meritorious Unit Citation, which I never heard about that. Known as the highest level of recognition for a unit within the intelligence community. Stratton, of course, has also been honored with the DIA's, the Defense Intelligence Agency's Director Awards. So, you can go ahead and pre-order the book. You'll be getting it on October 13th. Sounds like a thriller to me.
It does. We know the work he did, and we know what he can't talk about. We'll see how much of the breadcrumbs come out in the book itself. It's going to be interesting.
Oh, it should be.
He was also was it Skinwalkers of the Pentagon Skinwalkers of the Pentagon. He was the original hitchhiker. When they started talking about the hitchhiker, this is who they were referring to. And I'm sure you're talking. Yeah, I'm sure you're probably the stuff about his wife and the orbs in a room. The kids saw a wolf standing up in the backyard against a tree, and then they went to school and told other people.
He's not
and they
the one who saw the
saying
dino beaver, is he?
No,
I think it was Lukatsky. But Lukatsky tells the story about he uses a code name for him in Skinwalkers at the Pentagon, which later comes out that code name is him.
right. So we know part of the controversy that started when Lou's book came out were the orbs that were in Lou's book that he never photographed or videotaped. And then Stratton's wife started talking about Lou in a negative way. So take what you will from that.
Yeah, what do you make of that?
Ask me after the show and I'll tell you.
Okay.
When did the iPhone come out? That was around 2010, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
2008, 2010. You had the first iPhone, the 3G and all that stuff. Everybody had that phone at that time. If not, he had a BlackBerry that still had a crappy camera, but everybody had cameras on their phones. Why don't even we have a crappy image from like a Nokia Series 60? Even a Series 30 could have handled that. How could you, honestly, Mike, you've got orbs in your house flying around night
for 7 years.
after night.
Yeah. We talked about it when the book came out, if you remember, and went into this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And now we'll see what's going to come out in his book on October 13th. I'd be curious to see if he mentions any of that or not.
I don't know. Hopefully we'll get it there. But I think I have an answer to why there were no pictures.
What's that?
Lou's a nuts and bolts guy.
Stop.
What?
Pouring gas on the fire.
No, but he always says he's a nuts and bolts guy. The last time he was asked about aliens and non-intelligent life, he went on and said, well, I'm a nuts and bolts guy when at my time. But it's true. It's got to be proud of it.
I'm well aware, but you're going to be meeting with him in person soon, so let's be nice.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We've even got Nick from the back who's going to be going to see Lou.
Oh, I know.
Oh, good, yeah. I bought the ticket for him. He'll be in the third or fourth row back, sitting right next to me. We're going to go ahead before the show and see Lou and the whole thing and hang out afterwards. It should be really interesting.
It will be, which is why we really shouldn't get into the nuts and bolts of things with him and Jay at the moment. It'll come out on October 13th.
We already have.
Well.
Sounds like trying to move on. Sounds like an interesting back chat tonight, and I can't wait.
It will. It might be. Yeah.
Well, he's back again for more. Well, not that one, but we've got a clip here doing a recap. We got a bunch of pickup news going on. I'm very grateful we actually have stuff to go ahead and talk about today, just to be honest. We're like living like day to day here saying, what the fuck can we talk about today, Mike?
I know. It's like we're running on fumes. It's just not even any crumbs out there lately.
And we don't even know really if there's going to be another release on Friday or if there will even be more releases.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So
that's why we're covering it as best as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we got an update on McCaslin. I guess they can go ahead and knock one of these people off of this. Melissa Casillas. They found her.
Yep.
There's actually another story I have about that where they could. Yeah, let me go ahead and play this one. I'll find the next one. It's an update of one of the stories we're covering, and it's a 52 pickup today, Mike. We haven't played that one in a while.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, here we go.
Is now retired FBI Special Agent Vince Pancoke, Director of Investigation with Vince Pancoke Consulting. Welcome to you and thank you. The longer time passes without any clarity as to whether or not these cases are in fact linked just pours into and fuels the conspiracy theories. Why is it taking so long for authorities to make the distinction?
Well, this case in particular has probably more rabbit holes than an Alice in Wonderland convention. There are so many complicated issues, especially with this case of Melissa Cassius. To clarify, she is not a nuclear scientist. In fact, she didn't even have a sensitive classification. She lost that because of financial difficulties. And I think that what we're going to find in this case is that there were some emotional issues due to financial problems, but I'm not ruling out that there isn't a dark side, and that dark side being that possibly a foreign intelligence service had been targeting her or her family because of financial difficulties, and perhaps that is what caused her to voluntarily disappear, which she did.
Right. And then the fact that a gun was found near the body, we don't have a cause of death. And also the question as to why it took almost a year to locate her. How soon or how difficult will it be for investigators to provide some clarity around that?
Well, it will be difficult depending on the forensic evaluation of how long the body was there in the state of decomposition. Listen, this is the high desert in New Mexico. So just for argument, let's say she has been missing nearly 11 months or a little bit over 11 months. If she perished at that time, we know that the state of decomposition would be great. And it'll make it a little bit more complicated for investigators and forensic pathologists to determine the cause of death because for the most part, soft tissue would have been gone by now. But if it was a death by bullet, whether at her own hands or that of somebody else, there may be a good chance that we see that through the evaluation of the bones.
Another case, Vince, that we're following closely is that of retired Air Force Major General William Neal McCaslin. This has gotten national attention. 68 years old when he went missing from his home in New Mexico in February. We also now have a 911 call that his wife made after his disappearance. Let's play that.
My husband is missing. Okay. And it's been about 3 hours. And I have some indication that he must have planned not to be found. He's left his phone. He changed his clothes into I don't know what. I think he's on foot. All of our cars and bicycles are in the garage.
Has he been diagnosed with any mental disorders or anything like that?
Well, we've been seeing a doc for both physical and mental in terms of anxiety, short-term memory loss, lack of sleep.
From an investigative standpoint, Vince, how do you tackle this particular case and how does that call influence the disappearance?
Well, once again, the family member is pointing out that there was perhaps a overriding medical issue or mental issue with it. And without actually locating his body, which happened with Melissa, we won't be sure of the cause of death. Now, the connection is this is in the same general area. So that's what has fueled a lot of the conspiracy theorists. But in this one, the facts aren't based on him wanting to disappear. He just disappeared. In Melissa's case, she told 3 lies on the morning that she disappeared, one to her husband, one to a coworker, and one to her daughter, none of which made sense. And then within an hour or two of returning home, she disappears. So this one's going to be a little bit tougher. But once again, until we find or recover the remains or locate him alive, this one is going to be even more difficult than Melissa's. At least with Melissa's, we now have some evidence to go on, and the forensics will tell us everything.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our...
Yeah, so interesting. The McCaslin's friends are out, or McCaslin is out there, but we haven't been getting a lot of updates, Mike. It's just something, it's a story that's in continuing in progress, and, we may never get an answer on this.
Well, look, they didn't play the full 911 call to McCaslin from his wife. We did. she also told the 911 operator that he didn't want to live anymore. And that that's one of the reasons she felt that he was not going to come back. So that part was left out. So we already know whatever's happening with him, it's not a mystery.
Yeah.
And and as far as with her, she got caught lying. They had financial troubles. She lied to her husband. She lied to her coworker. She lost her security clearance. So I highly doubt any foreign adversary would be interested in whatever she had access to, because she no longer had access to anything. And she was only a lab assistant anyway. She didn't do any nuclear research.
No,
she wasn't a
didn't
scientist.
have Q clearance or any of the high-level security. She was someone who assisted the scientists and other people in the lab or getting paperwork together, etc.
Right. So she could have been having an affair behind her husband's back, got caught lying about it, and then disappeared, and they found her dead body. So somebody may have killed her. Could have been the boyfriend, the husband. I don't know. It depends on what they're able to turn up with the forensics.
You never know where it could be coming from.
No, not at all. But it doesn't sound like a mystery to me, is my point.
Yeah.
So these are two cases that don't fall into the conspiracy theory aspect of this, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hear you. And coming as an investigator, someone who used to deal with people in cases and stuff as a cop, it's something that you're very familiar with.
Oh, I am. I know the good and the bad of cases like this and where they can go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well,
that's why I said it's not a mystery.
This one, I'll leave it here for a
second.
You know
what? I'm kind of curious about something.
Go ahead.
Did everybody just do this research and found these people dead, or were they fed the names? Because
no, they did the research, and when McCaslin passed away and stuff, the UFO community who does all their research went nuts on the topic and started doing all this research, making phone calls, trying to get in touch with McCaslin's wife, researching the site where it was, trying to go ahead, find stuff in the hills. If it wasn't for the UFO community coming together and delving deep into McCaslin, we would never have heard of this story, probably.
No, I'm not really saying that. What I'm wondering is it seems like with these two it's almost like the balloons. They're a distraction.
Yeah.
People is a distraction from the guy you're looking at.
Anytime you mention balloons on this show, you know what we have to play.
But anyway,
go ahead, sir.
Some of these are a stretch. Like Amy Eskridge still being on that board is troubling.
Yeah, absolutely. Where you're coming from on this, and it's a mystery, and people love mysteries. People love true crimes. People love watching people being stupid getting arrested by cops. You know what I mean, Daryl? Midwest Safety, great videos, friends. It's worth the subscription. Yeah, like 4.5. They have like 4.5 million subscribers now.
Who's that?
Midwest Safety.
Oh, yeah. State boys, county boys.
No, Midwest Safety's pretty good. You got the Karen cams, but that's not as good as Midwest Safety.
You can't put all your police videos in one basket.
No, you got to have a whole bunch to go ahead and fill your daily stuff that you can go ahead and watch.
Oh, yeah. And eventually you get depressed. You're like, oh my God, people are dumb.
I never get depressed. I laugh the entire time.
I know you got a sick mind.
I even got Luke laughing at these things and watching it now before. It's like, what are you putting that on there again? I don't want to watch this crap. Tamisha Bertrand from the Peninsula in Washington. Holy cow, just gave us a super chat. Thank you, Tamisha. Wow. If I could find the actual chat window, where did I put it again?
Daryl, have you seen on some of these videos? And I watched them to see how modern policing is.
It's horrible.
Have you? Oh my God, horrible! I'm amazed. I'm shocked. Do you see the videos of all the police cars that were stolen right in front of them?
Well, the last one I saw a police car getting stolen, it was a woman, apparently DEI potentially, because she couldn't handle shit. She got pulled out of the car by someone she was trying to get off the I-5 freeway going north here, and then she ran to the car, pulled her out of the car, got in the car, and freaking pulled a GTA and ran away.
There's some states that you don't want to do that in. You just get turned into Swiss cheese pretty quickly.
Yeah,
like Georgia.
Oh, I've seen where they've put these prisoners in the back of the car, and they were able to slip out of the cuffs. And for some reason, they left the keys in the car, the motor running.
Time. Not only that, slipping out of the cuffs, they can go ahead, put it down around their waist and bring it out, and bring their hands up to the Ford, and then they can get out. Yeah. That's usually just crackhead Mary from across the street who's got the really skinny wrists, and they put it on. She can still get it out every time.
Oh yeah, it's not just women though. I've seen them do that with men that they put in the front seat of the fucking car with the motor running, and they got out. I was like,
I saw one person who got out yesterday, but she wasn't arrested for hurting kids or a husband. She was getting naughty with her puppies.
Oh my God, you saw that one? Yes, I watched it.
Oh my God!
Shit, she had 7 dogs, Daryl.
Yeah, you saw it. 7 dogs. Yeah.
7 dogs, and she was having sex with each and every one of them and putting it up on social media.
And putting it out on TikTok.
And got caught. Got caught. And the husband had no clue. Because they questioned the husband, and they asked him if he knew about it, and he was like, no, I never heard about this. And they took the dogs away from her, and she went to jail.
But then it wasn't just that. She was also getting CP shit, bringing it down her phone and sharing it with other people because they asked.
Yeah. While she was having sex with those dogs.
Bestiality.
It is bestiality, and it's also a crime in that state.
Yeah, you know what, Mike? For some people, they need to go ahead and not just arrest them, but ban them from ever buying peanut butter again.
Oh my God! Yeah, absolutely. No, so that's, you and I talked about covering some of these videos and things like that. I think if Disclosure gets any quieter, we might be able to get in some of this.
She's talking like a small dog, like Snickers or something. That's like a really small thing. It's not like she had the Doberman pinchers.
Okay, just real quick. Have you guys both seen the one where they put the girl in the back seat, the cops taking her to jail. She gets out of her handcuffs and pulls out a gun
and shoots the guy in the back. Yeah, I saw that one.
Yes, they didn't search her. Yeah.
4 times.
Listen, there was one I watched the other day where they had a young girl that was pulled over for DUI, and the cops smelled marijuana in the car. And she said, no, it must have been my boyfriend. He was here a few hours earlier. I think he might have been smoking. So the cop ended up doing a field sobriety test, and she failed. So they took her in. But he wasn't able to search her because she's a female. He used the back of his hands like we're taught to with women. And he didn't find anything. But he put her in the back of the car, and there's cameras in the back of these cars. And she got on the phone with her mother. And the mother was telling her on speakerphone because she said, I still have some marijuana on me. So the mother told her, take it out of her bra, and she's handcuffed behind her back, by the way, and stuff it in her vagina so they don't find it. And she did that. And when they took her into the precinct and they wrote her up for the DUI,
they then gave her a citation, which is equivalent to a CT scanner.
But they let her go with a citation to appear in court. They never searched her, did a body cavity search, and they never found the marijuana she shoved up her vagina and dismissed her. But they did show the video from the back of the police car afterwards. Do you know how stupid that is? If I was that police department, I never would have released that video at all. It makes them look bad.
Well, that's why they can be FOIA'd.
Yeah. But I can't believe just how bad modern policing has become. They are so fucking stupid. It's like the Keystone Cops. It's ridiculous.
Wait a minute. I thought all the Keystone Cops were in New Mexico.
Thank you for everybody for participating in tonight's study of how many people leave when they talk about.
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. We have 361 current. Let me look at no, it went down a little bit, but it's recovering. I think the whole peanut butter story with Snickers got a little too far.
I'm just figuring out what you call that strain of marijuana now. That's
I don't know, the Cooch special, something. I don't know, but listen, we're not a kids
you know what you would
show.
call it, Mike?
What?
The stank.
We are an adult show, so the audience should be able to bear with it.
Yeah. Well, getting back to the show, and one of the stories we got to cover here, if I could hide this, and we got other videos to play, but we got to cover this part. Where the fuck did that goddamn window go?
So if anybody from the audience ever gets in the back chat after we end the show, we have conversations like this regularly.
No, and usually not about Midwest safety, but yeah. No, where the fuck did that window go?
I don't think we've even had this conversation in the back chat.
No, we don't.
Oh my God.
Oh, we went off a little bit, but you know what? People love
it's fun.
This is like the reality show of Disclosure tonight. We're just not talking about disclosure. We're talking about our lives and what we, get into.
Our
Wolf
experiences.
Dog, there is a link that's pinned to the bottom of the chat. At least it should be. Is it pinned to the bottom of the chat? Should be. God damn it! I pinned it before. Do it again. God damn.
It was pinned.
Maybe I unpinned it. Oh, it's still pinned. It's just not showing on my screen because I'm locked up too much. Here we go. All right. So, yes, after the show is over, anytime during the show, you can follow the link. It'll take you to Google Meet. You'll want to have the Google app on your phone if you're doing it. Sorry for anyone on the TV, you can't jump in. But from your laptop, it'll take you to Safari or Chrome and let you go ahead and log in, and it shut off your YouTube when you're jumping because you get the audio and the video over the show live, and you can press your little hand to go ahead and raise your hand and say something.
And you can do your phone. Do it on your phone as well. And you can do it on your phone.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shelly Montgomery, my God, another super chat from Shelly. My goodness, lady, you're doing this every day. Can you afford this? We love you, though. She even gave one to Andy McGrillen today.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, $20. We got 4 times the amount Andy did. Thank you, Shelly. That means a lot.
It does, really does.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she's been around a long time, so.
Absolutely. All right. So, Lou Elizondo. Lou, gotta love Lou. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Lou, right, Mike?
That's right. Lou's a good friend of ours, and his wife, Jennifer.
Oh, God, yeah. Absolutely. Let's get into this. There is no going back. This could have been the title card today. I probably made a mistake putting Jay on there, but it all worked out with that alien and everything, where it's just I have the alien kind of there clawing onto the book. It just worked out perfectly. All right, let's get back to Lou now. Okay, so coming to us from Christopher Sharp over at the Liberation Times. What a doll he is for the work he puts into this. He doesn't make a lot of money, and it's not like he's out there begging people for money all the time, Mike. He never begs for money.
No, he does not.
No, he's a true journalist. He does lots of research, works with a lot of people to get the answers out there, and brings it together in like a traditional, reporting format. It's great stuff. So let's get into this. And he's actually one of I think he's like the first person I started supporting on a monthly basis from Disclosure Tonight because he deserves it.
Yeah.
All right.
It does.
Go ahead.
He does very good reporting, is what I said.
Absolutely. So no going back. Leave Disclosure and Lou Elizondo up there. Okay. It's been almost a decade since Lou Elizondo first, and this is a story from Chris at the Liberation Times. I'll read through it and let's have fun with it, deal with it like it's a live story. It's been almost a decade since Lou Elizondo first emerged as one of the most prominent public faces of the modern UFO issue. Following the New York Times 2017 reporting on ATIP, the Pentagon's secret advanced aerospace threat identification program. And back in those videos, Mike, those videos actually gave us more than disclosure dots. Just saying.
Oh, they did. They really did. So Lou did good all those years ago.
Yeah. Come on, he went and lived in a freaking travel trailer in an abandoned aircraft hangar where they were being invaded by rats. With him and his wife.
Oh, yeah, it was awful. Yeah. Absolutely awful.
But before then, they were actually in, was it Tom DeLonge's driveway living for a while before they got the upgrade to go living in the rat-infested aircraft hangar?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he still has that trailer. We've seen it, though, Mike.
Oh, we know he has it. Yeah, it hasn't gone very far.
It has not gone. It's still in a garage or a covered structure by his house.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So... yeah, no, Lou really got this movement for disclosure from 2017 on really moving forward. And look at where we are today. Now we have the Congress involved. We have the president involved. When he first came out with those videos in the New York Times article, nobody's really talking about this mainstream.
You know, since we're throwing caution to the wind,
yeah,
we got a question from the audience coming from Joey's National Security.
Okay.
Mike, disclosure, did you happen to work with the crooked cop Mike Dowd from the 75th Precinct back in the day?
Oh. Yeah, no, Dowd was notorious and went to jail for his escapades, which if anyone watches the documentary on Mike Dowd, they'll learn all about that. And it's free on YouTube. Yeah. So anybody could see it. I've heard of him, but I never worked with him, and I don't know him personally.
Yeah. Oh, Evan B. is saying he got money from grift, UFO grift. You know what, Evan? Lou Elizondo would have made more money by having a pressure washer that he would haul around in a pickup truck and go clean people's driveways. He would have made more money doing that than what he's been doing, Mike.
Oh, absolutely.
His wife had to go back to work for some of the stuff because of where they were financially.
Right.
Yeah.
And most people are not aware of that. No. So Lou doesn't fall into the same category as people like Stephen Greer.
No, grifter.
Where he's charging $25,000 spaghetti dinners.
Okay,
no.
Right. He charges $5,000 for dinner, $7,000 if you want to go ahead and have a walk, if you $10,000 if you want to hang out in the hot tub, but none of that includes any CE5 sessions.
Right. That's right. So that's a grift. By all means. Lou never did that. Right.
No.
How much to join him in the hot tub?
I think it was like 10 grand.
Yep.
I could be wrong on that. I'll hedge on it because I don't want to say it's a fact. No, I think that's what it was. If I say I think, I'm kind of covered legally.
Yes. We weren't there, so we don't know, but this is what we've heard.
But yeah, I actually took screenshots of all the different things of his little. We never found out if he actually owns that house. I think he owns that house. Just saying, where they have all the events. I mean, they have a lot of cameras there. You never know. So, in an exclusive interview,
is it on an island?
No, it's not on an island. Not an island. Nope. So, but along disclosure goes hand in hand with Elizondo because we wouldn't be having disclosure if it wasn't for him right now. So, an exclusive interview, Lou Elizondo shared his perspectives and personal observations with Christopher Sharp in a way he has not yet done with anyone else. Well. Talk about that. He gets candid and personal, sharing a side of himself I suspect he has kept closely guarded for years. Now, at the beginning of the interview, Elizondo told Christopher that without prompting, there is no going back from the UFO disclosure. He says UAP disclosure process. No, the UFO disclosure process because it's UFOs. Fuck UAP. Which appears to have accelerated under the Trump administration. It's a process which he arguably kickstarted in public. He adds, there we go. I knew there would come a point where there's no going back. Make no mistake about it. I realized that I started this conversation for better or for worse. I started this train rolling down the tracks, and the responsibility is to see this through on my shoulders. And I guess, Mike, it's a really good call that Lou is responsible for the modern day disclosure movement, because if it wasn't from him, we'd still be listening to Linda Moulton Howe and her two putty tats, Fluffy and Chocolate, you know?
Yes.
That is the name of her cats, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And Danny Sheehan and everybody else getting into it, and Daryl Sims and a lot of people.
Corey Good. Nothing. Yeah, we'd have a lot of crap that we'd have to go through.
So
I want to insert just to back up, underscore everything you guys are saying is that right. Lou is Chris Mellon credits Lou for getting the 2017 videos out, right?
Yeah.
Being given, yeah. So lest anybody forget that, I mean, he is kind of like the father of modern day disclosure.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. We have all the dings going on and all the other people in disclosure who are, and that's what Lou probably wanted. He wanted to see the disclosure thing happening like The Godfather, where on the day of that morning, everyone's going to church and they gun everybody else down who are the ufologists, who are the scammers.
Right.
But I'm surprised no one ever did that as a video. Oh, you know why they didn't do it? Because it wasn't patronizing Greer. Just saying.
Yeah. So,
Christopher has known Lou Elizondo for close to 5 years. I've known him for probably 6, if not more. He first met Chris on a bitterly cold day at the Soho farmhouse, tucked away in England's Cotswolds. He was there with Dan Farah, the director of Age of Disclosure, as they prepared for the GQ Heroes event. Here's the thing, folks. You know why Lou Elizondo disappeared for the longest time and he wasn't on podcasts in different areas? Because Farah apparently put him into a contract that was illegal in the state of California and acted as his agent and basically did a bunch of stuff that wasn't really nice. And, Mike, and I think that's actually why the Age of Disclosure was delayed as long as it was.
Oh, it was. We know that because Ivan Hanel was Lou's attorney, and he was the one that fixed that problem with Dan Farah. So we're well aware of that, but a lot of it wasn't public. But we know what was going on. And now it seems that Dan Farah got his hooks into Jay Stratton. Let's see how that goes.
Hollywood. All I have to say. Never sign a contract with anybody unless you have a qualified lawyer review it for you, or someone who's been through this shit, because they will take away all your rights and say, oh my God, it's good. Just go ahead and sign here. No problems whatsoever. You got to read the fine print and understand what the fucking means. Just saying. Hollywood has a lot of slime balls and a lot of slime ball lawyers who will give the text to make it sound good, but in reality, you're getting fucked.
Well, just ask James Fox. He got fucked royally.
Yep.
To the point of bankruptcy, and he's still struggling because of that.
What was the one studio that got bought out? 919 Studios or something?
Who were James Fox?
Yeah.
Chicken Soup for the Soul?
No, they got bought out by a company called Chicken Soup for the Soul. And the contract went from the one shell company to the next shell company. And when they transferred the rights from one to the other, they did it in a way that prevented James Fox from actually getting funded. And all the videos that he had done and everything for the last 5 or 7 years that he had put out,
he wasn't getting paid
all
for
the
it.
Rights to. He lost all the money to it. Anything coming in from Amazon and stuff, he had to actually put cease and desist to all the different, which I credited him for. To all the different streaming agencies to say, no, this contract is null and void. You need to pull my product out of distribution now. And they all did, which meant that a lot of people who bought a video and they went to go play it again, if they didn't download it, guess what? It was gone. They had to buy it again. But I had ruthless lawyers. Barry Friedman, bless his soul. He's the guy who oversaw the Westwood Studios. Remember Command and Conquer?
Yes, I
do.
He
represented Westwood in their acquisition by EA. He knew the deals. And there's nothing wrong in going ahead and doing an injunction by a judge to go ahead and get retail product pulled off the shelf at your local Walmart, Toys R Us, whatever we had back in the day.
Right.
Daryl, did you ever have to deal with that, getting injunctions and having to pull product off the shelves?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember being interviewed by the Department of Justice when they were looking at Microsoft for antitrust suit. So we've had cease and desist orders, and we've given them. Yeah.
You mean when you're talking about the Windows 95 Inquisition?
Yes, that was the antitrust suit. Yep.
I was on the other side of it, dealing with Bill Mitchell, who was the head of Pocket PC, who was involved in that, and he was like wanted to turn Pocket PC like into the iPhone. but they put him on he went on an unannounced sabbatical. They kicked him out of the United States. Microsoft sent him to the United Kingdom for like 6 months to a year to get the fuck out of the United States, so the Department of Justice couldn't interview him because he knew too much.
Yeah. It's amazing how those guys, when you're being interviewed by the feds, can take an entire day and really you wonder what the hell you even talked about.
But it was fun to hang out with the guys who did the Pocket PC version of Excel, and they had a beautiful Lamborghini. My God.
A beautiful what? I'm sorry, I can't pretend I did not. Oh,
no, it wasn't a Lamborghini. What was it? The the Japanese supercar mid-engine in the back.
Mid-engine. Oh, the NSX. NSX.
It was the first version of it. Sorry, no, it wasn't a Ferrari, unfortunately.
No.
That's the guy who lives here in Mill Creek that is back behind the bar. So let's get back into this. And when Christopher first met Lou Elizondo, he is still enthusiastic, energetic, and relentlessly positive. He still is for the most part. Part of that intensity tells me he comes from the way he sees the world for some time. Christopher knew Lou Elizondo has been keeping something private, something not related to UAP disclosure, but something nonetheless that may ultimately influence his ability to see through this. Elizondo is on the autistic spectrum. When I ask whether I can share his condition for this piece, he immediately says yes, which is fine. Everybody's on the spectrum. Hell, even I could be on the spectrum, or Daryl, or Mike, or a lot of people. There's just a different variety of stuff of what's out there, right?
Sorry, absolutely. I'm on mute.
Yeah.
See?
Does not respond. Elizondo's autism has always shaped the way I see him, especially because of my own family's experiences. And yes, if you've ever watched Christopher Sharp, he's probably a bit on the spectrum, but that's okay. You know, the smartest guy that I had working for me, his name is Lyndon Moore. If you're watching this, Lyndon, he was my director of technology for my company of game operating systems that we were creating back at the time. He was probably more Asperger's kind of. Now, Asperger's, there's no B in there, but either way, he didn't have Asperger's, but Asperger's syndrome. Super smart guy, but just in different things, who would react in different ways and come across it, but he'd stutter and stammer a bunch of times. But my God, the smartest, most caring individual I ever worked with. So Lou shared with Christopher when he was younger, it could be very debilitating, and that he struggled for years without having a name for why he felt different. It's just feeling how you feel about yourself. Quote, I never felt fit as a kid as bad as I wanted to, he says. I didn't like them. I didn't fit in. Well, welcome to schools in the 70s and 80s, eh, Daryl? Mike?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
the dog agrees.
Who's he barking at?
Daryl's dog agrees. Yep. No, schools were much rougher back then.
Oh, God, yeah. But Lou adds that self-awareness of being different eventually allowed him to turn his autism into something useful. Like a lot of people, it's not a disability, it's an ability. It's a talent. Quote, it wasn't until I became self-aware of my condition that I was really able to use it to my advantage. For Elizondo, that difference also shapes his moral outlook. He says he's often been told by others that the world is made up of shades of gray. Quote, but I don't believe that, he says. I believe there is a definitive difference between right and wrong. Mike, as I jump out for a second to hit the library because of national security reasons, Lou has always been along those lines, very straight-laced, and he puts national security, the right versus wrong, above everything else, even if it means putting national security before disclosure. Your thoughts?
Yeah, he was very clear about how he believes in this country and has served this country. and will put national security even over and above disclosure, because that's his bringing up with right and wrong. He believes very strongly that the United States is the greatest country on earth and should be protected at all costs, even from itself. So his devout moral beliefs of what he believes to be right and wrong, he will stick to. And that's where that comes from. So I guess this is some insight into where that comes from deep within him. Which is, I guess, for the first time, we're getting a really good look at what makes him tick. What do you think about that, Daryl?
He's a man of his word. He obviously said several times over the years that he swore an oath, and if he still has security clearances, he's still bound by those oaths. So, yeah, I mean, you have to respect that. I think he's doing everything he can, including bringing out the videos to begin with in 2017. I think he's doing everything he can to push disclosure. So, but yeah, he is absolutely. People give him a bunch of shit for not coming out and saying, whatever it is that he knows, but he can't, and if anybody in here owns a business, your business tactics may not be known by everybody in the company, but you want those employees to follow your rules because you have a plan in mind, and the government and his superiors had a plan in mind. You can't really question the authority. It's what was it? The astronaut who came under fire recently because he said, "Go ahead and disobey those orders. That's okay because they're unlawful." You can't make those decisions up. How do you? I mean, you're part of a big piece. The government, the military specifically, only works if everybody follows orders. Right, and he understands that. So yeah.
He does. Chain of command. No, Lou. But now we're getting from Christopher Shaw insight into Lou's character and where those devout beliefs come from and why, which actually makes a lot of sense. That was my point.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Yeah. So he, he believes the things that he does for the reasons because of that's, how he sees the world and everything around him, which is not a bad thing. And as far as the shit that people throw at him, because what? That chandelier photo that they beat him to death relentlessly with. Well, I remember when he came public with that, one of the very first things out of his mouth was, "I haven't looked into this photo. I didn't vet it. I don't know if it's real or not, but I am putting it out because I just got it. So judge for yourself." But they hung him out to dry when it turned out that wasn't an actual UAP in that photo. But he's a human being. He tells you what he knows and what he doesn't know, and he was perfectly upfront and honest about that.
Mike,
but they
in the
still
picture I
attacked him
have up
for
here
it.
right now, the person you could probably believe the most, telling the truth out of all the four people I have up here, that would be Lou.
Oh my God! Oh, without a doubt. Oh, because we know the other ones are known liars. So yeah, Lou absolutely stands out from the other three.
Someone was complaining in the chat that I put up a picture of Lou Elizondo. Please change it. He's on an 85-inch television. Well, I've got him on a 120-inch television, so I'll never get tired of Lou. He's a good friend.
No.
Yeah.
I've got to reload my national security, so I'll be right back.
You do? I just already did that. Cheers. And some more. Cheers. And deliver some upstairs to go ahead and give an attitude adjustment to Nick. I mean, not to Nick, to Luke, because he needs one. Well, Edwin, your hand is up. What say you?
Well, let's not forget that every time Lou is on TV or speaks, there's always a group of people in the Pentagon sitting there monitoring every single thing he says. I just picture in my head this shadowy group in the Pentagon waiting for Lou to mess up and reveal something that he shouldn't. And
it's
he hasn't done it.
Group. It's that troll called Susan Goff.
Dun, well, they're literally listening in to everything, and but he won't give it to them. So people wonder why he doesn't. doesn't reveal more. And I have a suspicion that there's so much more that he knows that he wishes he could say. That's my respect to Lou Elizondo, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be at his tour date here on June 8th, which is going to be a big day because that's the same day of the alleged press conference. But if I
You're
am
not going to go see him in Seattle?
I might. I work nights.
Oh, that sucks.
So we'll see how it goes.
I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to go see him on the 8th. It starts at 8 o'clock at night, which is usually the time I go to bed. So I actually have to take Tuesday off, but it's great. I get to go ahead and see Lou Elizondo on Monday, go to work on Monday, go see Lou Elizondo in Seattle, hang out with Nick. If you need a ticket, everyone let me know. I'll help out. We're going to go see Lou and have some fun. And the next day on the East Coast, I'm still going to have to get up early because that's the time Grush is going to come out and talk about stuff. You know, I don't think it's going to be like a simulcast news conference for us to go ahead and carry, you know, and show live and stuff. I don't think it's going to be there, but it's enough that we'll have one hell of a story on next Tuesday night.
On Tuesday, yeah.
2 for Tuesday. How about that?
Well, I think the problem they're running into is a lot of this information is sort of tied down in government contractors that they're denying.
They've got a lot. As Lou Elizondo has said, they have tens of millions of documents that they can go ahead and release.
Oh, I hope they do. Anyways, thanks, guys.
Not a problem. I don't think I showed this. Did I talk about the stuff already with, yeah, I did. Did I show this? I don't think I showed this before. I interrupt the story to interrupt the story because I have ADD. And 30 milligrams of Adderall apparently is not enough. The documents we went through last night, Mike?
Yeah.
They've been yanked from the media server. So,
well, it's great that we have them. We downloaded them.
So last night there was a post saying 30 records are being added to the UAP records collection at the National Archives. These have only appeared on the server and not pushed to the website at this time. When they do publish, they should be at these web pages here. Edit 1. The links are now dead. So I now remove the links from the text below. I'll provide an update when they go live or if anything changes. In the past, records also appeared on the server anywhere for hours to weeks before going live. The last batch went live within a day. Edit 2. I have copies and have shared these through Proton Drive. We downloaded them one at a time. Mike was on the phone. I was downloading every fucking one. My God.
We did. We have every single one of them.
Yep, we do. So, again, we're on the edge of stuff every night before the show is going on. When it's going on, we're hitting this stuff because usually a lot of stuff happens when we're live. And the stuff you're catching when we're live on this show is tomorrow's news in UFO media.
Right.
So there's a reason to hang out with us when we're live. Besides just, contributing to the delinquency of national security. No, contributing to the debauchery of national security.
That's right. And we're real people. We have real discussions, and we talk about many things, not just discovery,
including Midwest
obviously.
Safety.
Oh my God, and other police videos, yeah.
Oh God.
And some of these people, I know.
Arrest Cam is another good one.
Yeah.
I think Arrest Cam is the one that has the cop that has your face on it for the icon for the channel.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Guy Fawkes thing. Gotta love it. All right, let's get back into this. Where in the hell was I? All right, so we've got this. That's the picture, and I've got the article of what I was dealing with. Let's get back into it. No. Okay, let's get back. All right, just give me a second to catch there. Wait. People didn't want to see that picture of Lou Elizondo, so I'm trying to make it so. Where'd that one go? Preview is here. There we go. Okay. Now you don't have to see that with your eyes. You're fine. $10. We get another super chat coming in. Thank you very much, folks. Welcome to the Disclosure Tonight Bar and Grill. Your bartender and chefs will be myself, Thomas, and Mike. Mike, great to have you here today.
No, thank you. Great being here.
We pour heavily and don't expect a tip.
That's right.
Well, we did just get a super chat in. Let me go ahead and see, where is this coming from? I'm losing all this. Here we go. Let's get to it. The last one, Spyrex. Appreciate the team. and the content. Absolutely try to get there. Disclosure Tonight cruise. No, we're not going to do a fucking cruise. We're not.
Oh my God, no.
We don't need to do a booze cruise. No.
Nope.
But I guess we could fly everybody out here and have a vehicle that drove us around the streets of Mill Creek, which is really fucking boring.
How about a phone
Pacific
party?
Northwest is really boring unless we go to downtown Seattle and we start going ahead down the streets like in Chinatown where all the druggies are and shooting stuff up. You never know what you're going to see there.
Michael Saba wanted to know if we could do a foam party.
A foam? Oh my God, no. Foam party?
You know, where you basically rent a space and you fill it up with foam and play high.
I'd rather smoke pork on the barbecue and make a giant freaking container of Mai Tais, Bob Chin style.
All right, well, that's okay. No, that sounds great. Actually, that's my speed right there.
There you go. It's the kind of Mai Tais you drink. It's like, oh my God, this tastes so good, but there's so much alcohol in it, you have no idea.
E.T. foam home. So some people do know about foam parties in the chat. Yeah. That's good.
All right, so that may help explain UAP disclosure for UFO disclosure for Lou. It's not simply a policy question; it's a morality one. But on the day while talking to between Christopher and driving his truck to Texas, apparently he's recovered enough and his seams aren't breaking apart anymore. Thank God. That'd suck. Mike, you know what it's like to have surgery and they have to keep on going back and going and dealing with it and trying to stitch it up and keep it together as you're trying to deal with your life?
Yes, I've been dealing with the same thing around the same time that Lou has been going through this. So, yeah, I'm well aware. But he's healing, so that's really the most important thing out of all of it.
Exactly. You know, he was in Vegas last night at the Wise Guys Comedy Club. Packed the place out, like 4 or 5 rows going across the whole place. Great to see it. I think we're going to have a bit more space in Seattle, though, but that's okay. It'll be fun.
It will be.
All right, but on this day, while talking to me and driving his truck to Texas, he also seemed a bit more reflective, perhaps more aware of the weight of what he helped set in motion and its implications. I think Lou is opening up a bit here, Mike, which we have needed this for a long time. Considering his poor investigation, fuck, man, she is staring at him.
Oh, yeah. Burning holes in him.
Oh, my God. History will remember me in one of 2 ways. Either as a patriot or as the biggest villain in history. And all I can do is hope and pray every day that I made the right decision. From our side, yes. Now, the shock may be what disclosure says about us. When Elizondo talks about disclosure, he's not simply talking about the governments admitting that strange objects have been in the skies, oceans, and outside Earth's atmosphere. And oh, yes, they're of non-human origin. We're talking about top-end satellites, watching things zipping out of nowhere into the top part of our atmosphere, go straight down to the planet, do whatever they do, shoot straight back up, leave the orbit of Earth at the exact same place they entered. Nothing that humanity has created can do that, like a fucking space elevator, but it's a craft and it zooms off. That's the reality of what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, we don't have technology like that.
All right.
Well, the use of new physics like they do.
Thomas, people are wondering if there's going to be a poll tonight.
We have to do a poll.
I wondered, should we do it on this picture? Who's the most trustworthy?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to get in trouble for this, but I'll say the stuff anyway we all think.
This is why people watch Howard Stern, because they don't know what he's going to do next.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How do I say this without getting in trouble?
Why are you listening to?
It's the next Star Wars poster, or somebody said.
All right.
Woof dog.
I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I will do it, and will do it anyway. Although I may hate myself in the morning, I'm going to do it anyway. Thanks to Bugs Bunny on that one. So Susan Goff is a man. She is a beauty like Maxine Waters. Next, she is peak womanly beauty. And the last option is someone I'd like to wake up to.
Now, has anybody? Oh yeah, people, come on.
Oh my God! Look what the audience. My God, she has got some people, Daryl, she's really freaking delving into. Let's zoom her up and get her beauty there, Susan. All right, our audience has spoken. You know, hey Google, set a timer for 2 minutes.
Thomas.
We're going out. We're going 30 seconds longer than normal. But look at this so far with 60 votes in. Susan Goff as a man is 48%, 47%. Next is she is a beauty like Maxine Waters. We have always had Trump talk about
Thomas.
Yes.
Thomas.
Thomas.
You got to find to educate the audience, perhaps. You need to find that picture of E.T. Maxine Waters.
Oh, God.
So everybody knows who Maxine Waters is. It's a man, baby.
No, it's not showing up. I know I have it downloaded here somewhere.
I'll see if I can find it.
All right, but for reference, here is Maxine Waters. She was a backup singer. She was one of the backup singers for Tina Turner for the longest time.
Is Tina Turner still alive?
You know what? We can't go off script. If you look at the numbers, we have 41 seconds votes left to go ahead and vote with 83 votes in. Come on, can we get this up to 90? Come on, I know there's a lot of people watching TV and you can't vote. Get out your phone, jump in and vote. You can do it. But Daryl, I don't think the audience is going to change on this one. How do they rate Susan Goff? She's a man. 49%, over 50% of the audience.
How many people? 86.
87 votes in. 29%. She's a beauty, like Maxine Waters. 13% says peak women beauty. 11% says someone I want to wake up to.
I don't even think my dog would want to wake up next to her.
Yeah. All right. We're having fun, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get this. We did get 90 votes in, folks. Take a screenshot for posterity of where we're leaving this at. My goodness. And the poll. Wow. Now, I did get asked to have this poll. I just want to put this out there. We were asked to do this. I had to write it, but we were prompted to do so. Shelley Montgomery says I'm ornery? Really? Is that not ornery, is it? Not ornery, is it, Mike?
It's really the audience seems to have decided.
Chew off my arm.
Uh-huh. You should have had as an option. She has
so fair. So she's fair game. Awesome poll.
One of the options should have been she has 7 dogs at home.
Oh my God.
Mike,
oh my God.
Shame on you. Thank you for saying something I couldn't.
When you look like that in the mirror, bestiality could be an option.
If they don't run away in terror to begin with.
They probably would. But wait.
Oh, we're going to go to hell on this one. People are going to clip this forever and say, oh my God, the people at Disclosure. Wait a minute, we're missing the logo.
Mm-hmm.
Where the So here we go.
She would need a lot
We're
of
missing a
lot of
logo
peanut
to
butter.
go along with. But you guys aren't here yet. You need to be back in this. I can't take this alone.
You know what? I cannot believe it looks like that that picture of Maxine Waters as ET is nowhere on
but I have it here somewhere. I know I downloaded it.
I can't believe that it got scrubbed.
God damn it. Give me a second. No, I have nothing that says Maxine ET. Let me, name contains Maxine. Wrong. M-A-X-I-N-E. Date modified. No, I don't have anything of that. I thought I had that. I'll have to go back. All I have is a video of Maxine Waters back at that one place. Here we go. That is Maxine Waters classic. Don't ask why I have that on my hard drive, but we have it, and I'm sorry if I subjected you to that. Let's continue. When Lou Elizondo talks about UAP disclosure, he's simply not talking about governments admitting that strange objects have been seen in the skies, oceans, and outside the Earth's atmosphere, and oh yes, they're non-human origin. He's talking about something deeper and potentially more destabilizing. The possibility that the public may have to rethink what it means to be human. Ask what disclosure may mean psychologically. Elizondo tells me there will be some level of what he calls ontological shock when the public becomes acutely aware of the situation, perhaps that we're not the top of the food chain and maybe that we're on the menu. I'm adding that one at the end. So, but he insists the shock does not have to be destructive. In previous interviews, Lou has hinted at a somber reality behind UAP and potential advanced non-human species engaging with humanity. He shares with me what he means by somber and actually reframes it. Quote, being somber isn't always necessarily bad. Somber can actually be a good thing because it forces a recalibration and a recalculation of our mindset, forcing us to reconsider our own perceived notions and narratives, potentially where we lay in the universe, but more likely where we lay here on planet Earth, a place we call home. Now, for Elizondo, the real challenge may not be the existence of human intelligence itself. It may be what intelligence says about us. We're going to continue to show evidence that will absolutely challenge some current ideas and convictions about humankind and possibly even our evolution. It sounds, honestly, at this point, Lou is really talking about maybe we weren't created in the image of God as man. Maybe we could have been created in the image of an alien, which kind of screws up a lot of our religions, doesn't it, Mike?
It really does.
That's okay.
And Lou's talked about this before, so it's not exactly a shock or a surprise.
No.
In my opinion.
By the way, speaking of alien, there's one I posted in the back chat of somebody we were just talking about.
Maxine Waters.
You found it.
Yep.
See if it brings up here on my browser. That one. Well, yeah, Maxine Waters is a Klingon. It's not the ET.
Yeah, I can't find the ET one. It's too good.
I've got it. I know I have it here somewhere. But thank you. I appreciate that, Daryl.
Yeah, I tried.
Okay, let's get back to this. Lou suggests that much of the fear around UFOs comes from human ego. Like, we are the only life in this planet that's at top of the, top of the food chain. We're the only life in the entire universe. That just seems like being overly assumptuous and grandiose and trying to make us sound much more important than we really are. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep on putting up the wrong picture. There we go. I'll close that one down. There you go. It'll never show up again. But Lou says, most of the fear comes from a sense of ego that human beings have about themselves, he tells me. We always consider ourselves the alpha species and pride ourselves as being masters of our own destiny and being put here. I'm adding into this one, put here by God, and everything here is our domain to use because we're in the image of God. But maybe it isn't that way. Lou turns to one of the most unsettling possibilities raised during years of conversation, that whatever is behind the phenomenon may not be entirely separate from us, which means we could be created in part by the non-human intelligence. He turns to one of them. Alleged non-human beings such as the Nordics, the Greys are broadly reported with humanoid features such as 2 arms, 2 legs, and similar symmetry. Lou asks whether it is possible that humans and non-human intelligence share a common ancestry, but even DNA. He adds that an alien life may have really evolved right here, which means we as humans may have been on this planet for a couple 100,000 years, but there may have been another life form who's been on this planet for tens of millions or billions of years, potentially, before us that has helped us get to where we are today. Lou also suggests humanity may have evolved elsewhere from a shared ancestral origin before ending up here on Earth. Mars, Venus, you never know. He does not present this as a settled conclusion, but he does suggest that if governments reveal what they truly possess, the public may be forced to ask far more serious questions than whether UAP are real. Mike or Daryl, we're getting beyond this point of saying what's going on. Are these things real or not? But we're getting into the philosophical points. Okay, Daryl, if Mario was a plumber, like from Nintendo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is his tool belt? Every plumber wears a tool belt, right?
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's some more modern day plumbers. They Velcro their tools to themselves. I have no idea.
I know we're just getting the philosophical parts of Mario to that degree, but it's that kind of a thing. Where's the missing pieces?
Where's Donkey Kong's hammer? I get it.
Exactly. So if you get on to the conversation of biologics, hybrids, and human evolution, the conversation then turns to, what Lou has not touched on much in the past. Now, for years, others had predicted that he might eventually be forced into this territory. Former CIA analysts, got to remember John Ramirez, put bluntly 4 years ago, hybridization. That is a word Lou Elizondo can say that everyone in the Pentagon is expecting him to say someday. It's that we're all alien hybrids. And Mike, Lou has talked about this in the past, and the answer is whether or not we're hybrids. Well, there's something in us from aliens, not using the word hybrids. It's not going to be in our human DNA, but it's in our junk DNA, correct? Yes, Thomas, absolutely.
100%.
Yes, we had a conversation with Lou years ago. That's exactly what he said. So when I raised the subject, Elizondo was careful. He says that wouldn't it be funny if Lou jumped in right now? He says the issue it's not him, trust me. Paul's coming in. Okay, Paul. He says that the issue takes conversation into biologics, an area that he said he was not in his personal focus at ATIP. And this is what I started off earlier today. I made it very clear back when I was an ATIP, I was a nuts and bolts kind of guy. But I need to get past that and say, irrespective of being a nuts and bolts kind of guy, let's talk about the conversations you were brought into about this advanced area. So he takes that as, I was just interested in nuts and bolts, but as part of that, even though you're just the nuts and bolts guy, you're just the architecture guy, the structure guy, doesn't mean they didn't bring him in to talk about things that are a lot more relevant, right, Daryl?
Yeah, he's an expert. Why wouldn't you bring in an expert?
Okay. I have evidence of what's going on right here. This is my drug container. It is orange. It's the same color as Daryl right now.
Oh, Jesus.
He is taking some meds that as the night goes on, the more, I'm just joking.
Oh, wait, I can make something happen here. Here.
There you go. Ta-da! You fixed the white point.
No, I wish I hadn't done that, but yeah.
No, why?
It's too fucking bright, Thomas.
By changing the lights in there. Daryl, you know how many lights I deal with here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's just me. 6, 7, 8, 9. It's okay.
I have you beat by, I've got 14.
Just don't stare into the light and you'll be fine, here, Carol Ann.
Let me just turn on Disclosure Tonight blue. There we go.
Dude, you need red.
Well, I can turn red on.
Turn red versus blue. Blue will keep you awake and it's bad for your eyes. Literally, it's bad for your retina. Turn it into a red or orange, a red color, not orange. And just oversaturate. You'll be fine. Right, audience?
You know what? Maybe I can change some of that. Well, carry on. Maybe I can work on the color.
Work on the colors. There we go. All right. So I made it clear. Lou said, okay, but nuts and bolts guy. We need to get him out of that thing and break him out of that moniker. But then he adds something more striking. There were people in my organization that were definitely focused on it. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They were. So not sugarcoat it. Elvis, actually Joey's national security, has brought up and said national security, Daryl.
Well, good, because I reloaded and I don't want to waste my national security.
Oh, yeah. Let's move on. All right. According to Elizondo, those individuals, including trained scientists, immunologists. Oh, what immunologist do you know that was working with Lou? Potentially. Here we know. And people with deeper understanding of human biology than his own. He says he does not want to stray too far outside of his area of expertise, but acknowledges that some of those around him had reached deeply to unsettling conclusions. So what the fuck were those conclusions? Don't say who they were. Tell us what you heard as part of this conversation. Let's move disclosure forward, right? If you have the ability to compel people, like you're exercising somebody. I compel you. I compel you in the name of Jesus Christ.
The power of Christ compels you.
Yes.
The power of Christ compels you.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Yes, they were conceived that there was some sort of interference, if you want to call it, of human evolution at some point in the past. Yeah, we were fucked with. Adam and Eve?
Well, you know
maybe a different story that has been retold in different ways. Time to reactivate my national security, Mr. Drew. Steve, are you in the back? Where is he?
I'm in the back.
Michael. I'm sorry, Michael. Michael Drew. Do you need some national security as well? Mr. Sabatel? Or is it Mom who needs another refill? You know what? Shots for everybody.
You know, you come from a Polish family. That there's a saying that Polish women have hollow legs. So if he has a Polish mom,
my dad, my grandfather, I call my dad. Just no, my grandfather actually had my great aunt bring, I think it was plum-based grain alcohol back to the United States, and she brought bottles of it within her luggage. And my grandfather used that for a grain alcohol injection unit.
Mom needs another refill.
You know what? A grain injection alcohol unit that he put in his 1974
you come from a Polish family. There's a saying that Polish women have hollow legs. So,
Michael, you got to mute the background music. I just muted my friend. You got to mute the YouTube's theme and just listen on this one. But yeah, the Polacks, yes, they know their alcohol well. Not a bad thing.
There.
All right. Lua is also careful not to defend what the interference might mean. He does not say it proves humans are hybrids. No, it's just in our junk DNA. He does not claim whether it involved genetic alteration, mutation, or influence by some other mechanism. But the reality that he's told us, outside of the article from Christopher, is that the answer is in the junk DNA. Whether that's, as Lou went on to say, whether that's that genetic genome that's been changed or purposely mutated, or that's some sort of influence, I don't know, he says. It was never my area of expertise, and I am only repeating what I heard. Daryl, run this with Ed as I have to hit the library.
Yeah, listen, he's not a geneticist, but he did get a degree in biology. So he knows what he's talking about. He has a good idea. So go ahead. You go hit the head, and me and Daryl will continue.
And I think Ed's got his hand up, so I'm curious.
Yeah, Ed, what's on your mind?
Let me jump in here, too.
What's up, Ryan? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, Ed, go ahead.
Okay, I want to ask a question on this junk DNA thing. So we got scientists that are saying that this section of our DNA tells us nothing. It's total junk. Doesn't tell us anything about our human condition. Now we've got people telling us that aliens are producing hybrids that are using that space. Am I reasonably correct in that assumption so far?
So far, you're on track. Yeah.
Well, the question is, and with millions of people getting DNA tests every day, why is it some scientist doesn't say, hey, look at this one. It's full of alien information?
Well,
you got to answer that.
So they're not quite sure what it is. That's why they refer to it as junk DNA. So they're dismissing it, Ed. But Lou is saying that there's an indication that there could have been signs of genetic manipulation down the line, not done by us. That's the point, I believe.
I'm saying the same thing. I'm just wondering if we've found any samples in DNA testing that would indicate confusion as to where it came from. Let's put it that way.
Well, the government would be in possession of those DNA samples, but they're not releasing it to the public or to the scientific community. So we don't know right now if it'll match up or not. They do. We don't. That's the problem.
Well, I sure hope we get that with disclosure and we find out what that's all about.
Oh, 100%, Ed. Absolutely.
You know, Mike, I think I came up with the question I'm going to ask Lou in front of everybody else. You've said many times that we're not the top of the food chain.
Right.
We're not the alpha predator on this planet.
Right.
In your personal opinion, what part of humanity would be of most interest of harvesting by the non-human intelligence?
It's a good question.
Unless you guys can come up with better questions, but I think that's where I'm going to go. There's a conversation we have backstage and shake hands and give hugs and stuff like we're friends and everything. And, you know, I need to transfer the shit that I've had here piled up for like 5 fucking years. Thanks to Rob Heatherly that I haven't been able to pass on, but it's still ready. The cargo is there. So what is it about us? Is it our consciousness? Is it this or that? But what do you think it is? Based, you know, you may have heard a lot of things, but forget about the nuts and bolts. Where do you think it takes us? What is that part? We're not plant-based. We're all water-based.
Right.
Yeah.
No, well, we'll see if he even answers that question.
He might. Well, he will. We'll see what he goes.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah. He still says he's trusted the people who were focused on that aspect. I do know individuals who I trust were very passionate about the particular aspect. If that's the case, if that's true, then how much control of our own destiny do we really have? And are we predestined to be, someone else's pet monkey? He really delves into that at this point.
Is that what he said? Are we someone else's pet monkey? Is that in the article?
If that's the case, if that's true, then how much control of our own destiny do we really have, he asks. And are we predestined, someone else's pet monkey?
That is a fucked up statement to make publicly.
He's not talking about Michelle or Michael.
No.
Big Mike?
Yes.
Oh.
It captures the darkest edge of Elizondo's thinking. The shock of disclosure may not be that human intelligence exists. The shock may be that it reveals something about us, our history, our biology, and perhaps the limits of human agency. You know what? Bring it on. If we have a warranty issue, Mike, we need to know what's going on. We've lost the manual to control the human body in the way that we showed. We've been doing different things. If there's another guide we should be looking at from the non-human intelligence on how to deal with humanity, Daryl, we need it.
Oh yeah, they need to fix a lot of mistakes that were made.
We don't have a guidebook.
Nope.
Well, that's what they call the Bible. Or the Quran.
You can call that a guidebook. I mean,
there's no owner's manual, Daryl. None.
Yeah.
There's nothing that talks about all the minerals and vitamins and all these different things we're supposed to eat, the meditation we're supposed to do, the magic mushrooms we're supposed to go ahead and consume on a regular basis to increase our conscious connection with the whole thing. There's all that different stuff that's out there that our government keeps us from. So that is when the conversation moves to another topic, the startling topic, the moon. Mike, this is where those things that were coming to our atmosphere, going down to the planet, coming back, could be coming from. Ask whether he has any knowledge directly or indirectly of non-human intelligence being on the moon. Elizondo answers with one word, yes. And I would have to ask him, if you talk about things being on the moon, are you talking about those things that are coming from the moon to our upper atmosphere, going down to the surface, leaving from the surface, coming out, leaving the upper atmosphere, and going directly back to the moon again? We can go ahead, Mike, and nail him down on these things.
Well, because he's putting this out publicly with Christopher Shaw.
I know.
It opens the door.
This is the greatest stuff, but the thing is, I've been trying to figure what kind, usually when you hang out with Lou, it's like hanging out with a friend. Hey, buddy, how you doing? What's going on? And the whole thing, what's new with you? What's new with me? Let's talk about this stuff. What's up with you? What do you want to talk about? What are the points you want to bring out? That's usually how our conversation with Lou goes, right?
Always. We always shoot the shit and catch up.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know. Exactly. Like family. No, like friends. Can't pick family, can't pick friends.
Right. But that's how it's supposed to be. But now, because of this article and this information, you could be more pointed in bringing this up at the meeting.
That's true.
Yeah.
When I ask whether he can elaborate, he comments there are classified sources of information that I am unable to elaborate. Don't talk about the sources or that it's classified. Talk about it in a philosophical sense that indicate that the moon is or was perhaps of particular interest by something or someone else other than us. Could it have anything to do with the last time we launched a satellite and hit the moon and rang for a couple days?
Yeah, they said the moon could be hollow.
Son of a bitch, he is gone. I am going to, I'm going to do this. Hide on this channel. He is gone. Michael, fuck off, my friend. I killed him.
Yep, that'll keep him out.
Sorry.
Remove and block. He won't come back.
No, he's not. I blocked him from the channel. Sorry, I saw his stuff popping up again, and it's like, you son of a bitch.
No, we don't tolerate that shit here.
Yeah.
From anybody.
Chat, you enjoy it? There you go. Yeah, we killed him. I thought we killed him yesterday, god damn it. Everyone was saying, yeah, you're gone, Michael, fuck off. Well, I'm saying it now. All right, so Elizondo adds humanity returns to the moon. Let's face it, after years of denial, NASA has finally released photos from the surface of the moon to depict anomalies. Leonard Seymour, what say you?
The question is, why is there a propensity for NASA and everybody else to start space exploration? There seems to be some sort of an agenda.
Because it's there. Why do we sail from Europe to the Americas?
Not a good answer.
Because we wanted to find out that it's there.
Because it's there. That's not a good answer. We're being allowed to propagate this space for a particular reason. Address that.
I can address it. Number one, the reason why NASA is focusing on the Artemis program to establish a foothold on the moon is because President Trump, during his first and now current term, has been pushing for that and got it moving forward. Second thing is, one of the goals of this is to be able to have a base on the moon so we can now move towards interplanetary travel to Mars. And we can't get to Mars unless we have a foothold on the moon. That's been all laid out publicly by NASA and the president. So that's the goal for why we're doing this. But if what Lou is saying is true, and there's a presence up there on the moon, and we establish a base, that'll be interesting. I'd like to see how that's going to play out.
Hey, Mike.
Probably not in a good way.
Have you heard, Mike?
What?
There has been a CME on the sun. And we're getting hit on this planet at this time by a... Oh, God, I thought it worked. God damn it. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. The problem's gone, but it's going to be hitting here tomorrow night. You never like when CMEs hit, do you?
Probably. Yeah, unless, there are certain buttons that can be pushed.
Just wait, there's more. Edwin's got his hand up again. Go ahead, Edwin.
Perhaps everything we see in public, like Artemis 2, is all just about public relations. But we've actually been going to the moon for many decades. No.
The secret space program and all that shit saying we've been going to the moon for all these years and all this stuff is going on. Oh, it's bullshit. But what we do have, there is a double CME impact that came from an M9 and an M1 and an X1 point something that came out. And it'll be hitting us tomorrow, Thursday. A double treat. It's a doozy. And there's actually a third one about to come out. So it already hit.
Can I add something really quick to the person who demanded Mike explain everything? There's another facet to us going back to the moon or landing a man on the moon. It's because China is also trying to do the same thing. We're literally in a space race.
Yes.
We absolutely are, Daryl.
Yeah.
They are beating us in low Earth orbit. They are beating us to the moon. They are actually fulfilling the role that Russia did back in the 50s. And there is a new space race going on. You're absolutely right about that. It's a very good point. Most people are oblivious to that. But yes, that's exactly what's going on.
China also has a new space station, and we're just about to deorbit the International Space Station. So once we deorbit the International Space Station, we won't have one, and they will.
Right. That's right.
And then we've been taking everything in the United States and pushing it towards, if you want to call it, independent industry. And if it takes anyone to go ahead and... Jesus Christ.
What now?
No. Go ahead and go to the here and Go to here, turn that off, and we got another fucking troll in the chat.
It's the same person, probably.
No, I know that.
You want me just to remove him? Oh, you did it.
Done. Fixed. Do we have no mods? Where are our mods?
Where are the wrenches?
Where are the wrenches, god damn it, son of a bitch? What the fuck
Yeah,
do I have you as a mod
showing
for?
nudity on the cam. Can't do that. Right, Daryl?
What? Did I show nudity on the cam?
No.
I'm just trying to be funny. Anyway, that's the only comment I had. I agree with you guys.
Let's get back. I highly suspected we're going to begin to discover hints of habitation or artifacts, he says. Very similar to what we may be already seeing on Mars, but they're not looking at or taking seriously. And that life may be, in fact, much more pervasive than we thought. How about, folks, life is pervasive throughout the universe, throughout everywhere. And to say on this one planet, Daryl, I have to say this. If we had it on this one planet, that one place in time, at only of anywhere throughout the billions of years in the galaxy, nothing else existed before God had his son come down on the planet and give up his life. We get the story of Earth, but when you take the whole context of time and everything into this, even on Earth, doesn't make sense, does it?
We've been, I'm sure everybody's seen that timeline of how long humans have been on Earth. I mean, everybody forgets about these dinosaurs that lived for 400 million years.
Yeah.
We've been around for a couple 100,000, maybe,
Yeah. So he challenged the idea that life must conform to conditions familiar to humans. There is no such thing as a Goldilocks zone, he says. That's only a Goldilocks zone for us, but not necessarily anything else. We have seen right here on Earth that life can survive in extreme environments. And that's a fact. Yes, it is. We're talking about extremophiles, where you're talking at the various deepest depths of the ocean where it's cold and everything. There's no light or anything, but you have these heat vents coming up and you have all this life that goes around with it. Alice, apparently I've ignored you. I'm sorry. What say you? Love you, girl.
No, you didn't ignore me, Thomas. Hi, it wasn't that long, but thank you. I was wondering if you would allow me to give an update on the priest that you had featured the other day. That was in the Catholic Church with the demons and aliens. That
was excommunicated.
The one who was
today,
excommunicated Alice? From the church.
Yes, that's it.
Did you already do that as soon as I get part of this done with Lou, and I'll give you the floor?
Thank you.
Absolutely, yes. That for Elizondo was part of the broader lesson. Humans may have built their scientific and philosophical assumptions around themselves, only to discover the reality is stranger than less human-centered than expected. It's not all around us. It never has been. If there's ever one thing we are right about, he says, it's that we are usually wrong at first. Capabilities, intent, and the danger of miscalculation. Lou distinguishes between capabilities and intent. There are two variables, he says, are needed to determine whether something represents a threat. But okay, we're here to the threat narrative, folks. Just know that everything in this picture to Lou Elizondo is a threat from a military standpoint. The President of the United States, he's a threat potentially because of the information he could reveal. Susan Goff, she is a threat because of the information she could potentially prevent from coming out. Anna Paulina Luna is a threat because of the dance pole she could get on to distract everybody. No. Because what she could push to bring out what goes on to it. So the military, Abe, you could get into this. The military assesses absolutely everything on a threat matrix, from a sunny day to a rainy afternoon to a hurricane to a flock of butterflies to a flock of Canadian geese, right?
Killer butterflies, killer dolphins, everything's a threat until it's not. And that's just the reality of the situation. The way we found out bears were a threat is somebody died and then somebody ran back.
Yeah, exactly. So there's always that threat index that's out there. Let's go ahead and go on this. With UAP, he said, okay, to determine if something is a national security threat, you must first understand two parts of the equation. He tells me capabilities versus intent. He warns that against assuming that even classified analysts can know the motives of the non-human intelligence. Right, but the thing is, what is the question, Mike, we have been asking about this for years? There's two questions.
And it ain't about the nuts and bolts of how the technology works.
Why are they here and what are they doing?
Right.
That's it. Son of a bitch.
Isn't that what the Terminator asked the little kid, who's your daddy and what does he do?
Kindergarten cop with Schwarzenegger.
That was.
Yep.
Killed old Arnold. Oh.
Andy got him. Actually, AVM got him. Pickle Fart got hit. AVM took him out. Great job, Avi.
Yeah, excellent.
We haven't had trolls in a while. We have to have a troll leaderboard again in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
There are many people in the U.S. government who think they know the intent, but the reality is there's no way to confirm it. What is the intent of being here? The next section is the promise and danger. New technology. Oh, Mike, you're talking about the new technology we can probably derive from these alien craft and why the government would keep it secret for so long?
Well, because that would be national security, Thomas.
Daryl, you know what that means? This is number 2 and it's fucking empty. God damn it. Okay, uncertainty also shapes how Elizondo thinks about technology and associated with UAP. If a disclosure eventually reveals the not only non-human intelligence, but technologies derived from, inspired by, or connected to the phenomenon, he says the implications would not be automatically utopian. Lou does not confirm, claims within UAP circles about 0-point energy or any specific classified breakthrough linked to UAP technology. Mike, we have heard the fucking story from Ross Coldart, everybody else. This is all about UAP technology and bringing it out and what it could do to the markets. If we really had 0-point energy, do you think we'd be building the 6th generation fighter based on jet fuel right now?
No, not at all. We wouldn't need any of that. Or still developing.
Would we be developing more nuclear-based aircraft carriers?
They're trying to go from fission-based nuclear reactors to fusion-based, and we haven't come close to cracking that nut yet either. We wouldn't be dealing with any of it if we had 0-point energy.
Yeah.
None.
I love this next quote, Mike. Technology is neither good nor bad, he explains. It's the human application of it and how it's applied that makes it good or bad. That could potentially explain why the UFOs, they come in and they look at our nuclear power plants and they can't stop looking at it saying, you're fucking telling me you're taking nuclear fusion, you're using it to boil fucking water to go ahead and create energy? Are you crazy? It's like someone stopping and seeing a train wreck. You can't stop looking at it, right?
Right.
And I think that's what's going on. Oh my God.
Very well could be.
Who gave him this shit?
It's interesting, and he's putting it all out publicly.
God, yeah. Lou adds the disruptive technologies may bring enormous opportunities, but also suggests dangers. All of a sudden, you're no longer have to fly at 500 miles an hour in an airplane. Imagine if you could cut down your flight to go from New York to LA, only 10 minutes. But that same capability, he warns, could become a weapon. If a country, an adversary, did that and strapped up some sort of deadly device to it, you can also see where it's a problem. And that's where we get into, we can't talk about this because we could give the idea, the possibility to use this technology for other stuff. And we can't talk about it because of that. It's the whole bullshit part of saying you can't inspire. But Mike, The UFO thing isn't just the United States, is it?
No, it's a global issue.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So he goes on, the technology and artificial intelligence are both amplifiers of the current state of society, he says, and it can be good or it can be bad. If we look at the risk of troubleshooting first, if the technology can amplify both wisdom and recklessness, then the next question becomes unavoidable. What happens if human beings have already tried to confront the phenomenon aggressively? When I asked Lou about allegations that some elements may have been involved in the efforts to shoot down and retrieve UAPs, he does not confirm the claim, but he warns strongly against the idea, which is exactly what happened with Einstein when he heard that we were trying to shoot down the stuff, the UFOs that were coming over the White House in 1952. Lou goes on to say, I think it's extremely reckless for us to provoke any time of hostile action against something we don't know the full capabilities. Meaning, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you poking the hornet's nest? You have no idea what's going to come out of that thing. Why are you doing this?
Right.
Which would be directly targeted at Mr. Boogly Eyes over Jake Barber at Skywatcher. Why are you fucking poking the bears? Stop it. Let's stop, enamorizing and saying it's so great because you don't know what you're poking and what the response will be, right?
Right.
So you can bring down a craft and control and do different things, and we go and take it. What's the result? Great, you got some technology and other stuff. You could go ahead and control it, but what's the result? What's the cost to humanity for that one little stupid mistake of someone being greedy? Oh, we figured out consciousness. We can connect with it. Oh, boy.
Let me remind you that Barber hasn't been able to prove any of the claims that he made when he first came out. So I'm highly skeptical about that.
Yeah, but it's amazing
story.
what happens when the dog whistle got acquired by the DOD and the entire program was suddenly shut down.
Right. They got what they needed.
And
Right.
it
That's
wasn't
right.
nice.
Wow.
Lou also explains that the only circumstance in which such action could be justified would be if there was a clear hostile intent. He said, quote, the only way I would say that it's justified is if we saw some sort of hostile intent, meaning if we're bringing the craft down, we're not just jumping and piloting, bringing it down, but we saw doing something evil. That particular craft is what we would consider evil. But then again, those craft could be doing just what they do. We think it's evil, but it's just them or it being it. Lou contrasts that with Project Interloper, a Pentagon-era concept he's previously described as a plan to anticipate where UAPs might appear and place sensors nearby to collect the data, telemetry, and points of origin and departure. But if they're using that info to shoot the shit down, no. Lou says our plan wasn't to take any kind of kinetic action, he says. It was just to have a bunch of collection sensors nearby where we could collect information such as telemetry data and points of origin and points of egress, etc. He compares it to putting out food to attract a bear so it can be photographed. Observing, he says, is one thing. Shooting is another. Quote, that doesn't mean you should go ahead and shoot it. I think that's reckless. I'd have to agree. The danger, he warns, is that such action could provoke a response humanity may not be prepared for. Quote, you could provoke something that we would wind up regretting tenfold. I don't think we've heard Lou talk like this before in the past, Mike, have we?
No, we haven't.
Don't do it.
But that's more to the point of it's until you know it's a threat, and that's what I hear Lou saying right now.
You know what he's saying?
You'll be sorry.
Yeah. And more importantly, if you don't listen, you may need to talk to your doctor about.
Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You don't know what you're provoking. What could be the cost? So that may be why when asked about whether immunity may be needed for people involved in such activities to come forward, Elizondo immediately said yes. Now, should there be an amnesty? And the legacy program now in Washington, the next stage of disclosure, is increasingly being discussed, not just in terms of hearings and file releases, but in terms of protection, immunity, and whether those inside an alleged legacy program can safely come forward. That's the question. Although Lou didn't confirm, it has long been speculated that he is a friend of outgoing Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. Lou also has been a guest on Donald Trump Jr.'s podcast regarding disclosure efforts, so he's connected many angles within the executive branch. Now, names including John Podesta, RFK Jr., James Mattis, James Clapper have been linked to Lou in public discussion, along with senior members of Congress, although Elizondo remains tight-lipped about those associations. He's also been a central advocacy for efforts and within Washington in speaking out since 2017. Again, we wouldn't be here today talking about disclosure if it wasn't for Lou. And if you can't see that, you need help. All right. Following the release from the Trump administration, there are now rumblings of executive orders being on the agenda, providing amnesty to UAP whistleblowers. But Mike, we've been asking, where the fuck are the executive orders? There have been none, and there's no true discussion of one coming from anyone with a weight of clarity behind them.
Like Marco Rubio, who would definitely know. Not a word. Nothing has come out publicly.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's up in the air. Now, as far as immunity and whistleblower protections, if that executive order was issued by the president and this information was declassified and NDAs were stripped, these people can come forward without fear of repercussions. They wouldn't be prosecuted. So all that needs to be done at this point is have that executive order issued.
We should. It needs to be, my friend. But apparently this article goes on much, much longer. And to go ahead and get us down to talking about MJ-12 and the different areas where we're at, I want to go ahead and delay the rest of this until tomorrow. It gives us something to talk about and continue on, because this just goes on and on. Wow.
Well, we just got another super chat.
I know. From Tamisha
Bertrand.
Yeah, Tamisha. Thank you very much, Tamisha. We appreciate that.
We do.
Oh, God, yeah. We try really hard disclosure tonight to go ahead and bring everything out. And you know what? Only 22 people watching right now, Mike. But you know what? If you're watching the show, having a good time, you haven't subscribed yet, please help us hit 19,000 subs. We're like 18,114 or 26, something like that. We greatly appreciate it, my friends.
We do. And if you like the show and the content and the discussions that we have, then please, the cost of subscribing is free, and we even give you a double your money back guarantee.
Hey, and you can go ahead and hang out with us and have a drink and not think that you're drinking alone and you're bad.
That's right. You have friends and family here, so you're not alone.
And the admission is free, and we have a double your money back guarantee, where if you don't enjoy your subscription disclosure tonight, we'll give you double the dollars you spent to get in, which is absolutely free.
Right. Sounds like somebody needs a refill.
I know I do, God damn it. But it's that time of the night, and we are going to continue tomorrow with this Lou Elizondo unbelievable interview that was held by Christopher Sharp. And he said there's never been an interview like this before with Lou. And you know what? I have to agree. This has been a good one. And it gave me a chance to bring out this wonderful combination picture that I was going to use for a title card eventually.
Yeah. This is a good picture.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Good beta test.
As the squirrels yell in the distance. You know what? I even have, hold on a second here. Is there anything? We got Elizabeth Vargas. We got Cuomo the Homo. John Fetterman. Bill O'Reilly, the Fox News guy who ran for.
There is one thing, but it's probably tomorrow stuff. But it's Luna. Do you know this thing with Luna, where she's pressing charges against this Code Pink organizer?
Code Pink attacked her, and they hit her, and they got it on camera, and people witnessed it. So
I posted the 1-minute video in the back chat of the strike.
Got asked the question: what the fuck happened with John Travolta? He's 70 years old.
He's trying to look like his buddy.
Your thoughts?
Would you like the update, Thomas, on Monsignor Rossetti?
Not yet. I was asking about. We can get it. John
I thought
Travolta,
you were wrapping up. I'm so sorry.
Give us the update on Monsignor. You've been kicked out.
Yes, he was let go by the Catholic Church today because of his comments about aliens and demons.
Yeah.
It did not. It was not okay with the Catholic Church that he would put the two together. And remember, I was telling you that according to the Catholic Bible, he was not following Catholicism by including the laity in demonic exorcisms.
Yeah.
So he had a St. Michael Spiritual Center in Washington where he was teaching laity about demonic
he was also not
possession.
at that center. He was also doing his exorcisms.
Yes, but remember he was asking, he said, I had a woman with a special talent. That's not okay with the Catholic Church.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, I was surprised to see that today. But thank you. I thought you were wrapping up the show. And
I was. Thank you for bringing that out. We've got a bunch of stuff to cover tomorrow night on Disclosure tonight. Did we just get another super chat? Really? No.
And Alice, we covered this earlier in the show, just so you know.
She wanted to cover up on this at the end. She got the stuff, and she wanted to get there at the end, Mike. And I'm glad she's been very nice and courteous going ahead and covering it. But in this last thing, let's give the audience, we have one clip from Hannity and Tim Burchett. Let's go ahead and play this clip as we bring the show to a close. Everyone loves videos, especially at the end of the show. We'll play this again tomorrow, but for those who are still with us, still 300 strong, here you go. Enjoy this clip. This has been held back for a day or so. Enjoy.
To me, Congressman, start with you. You have been asking, fighting, demanding the release of these files. The more I see, the more intrigued I am, and the more I believe it's all real.
Well, you should be, Sean. I've been in Congress for 8 years. I've been asking for it. You know, people have been asking for it since the Truman regime, and continued on through. And Trump's been the first president, honestly, that's taken it serious and kept his word. He kept his word to me. He said he was going to bring it up and get it out. We all should have transparency. It's not about little green men or flying saucers, dadgummit. It's about what are we spending tens of millions of dollars on, and why do they keep telling us they don't exist when we have experts in the field. Dan's movie has people, look, they gain nothing from this. All they risk is their reputations. These are well-renowned scientists and people in the field that have seen things, that have researched this, and Washington just basically turns a blind eye to it.
You know, Dan, let me go to you, and I urge everyone to watch the film that you did, Age of Disclosure. It's very well done, very credible people. You see now more and more of these disclosures every single day, more and more information, more and more videos being released. What are you seeing when you look at all of this?
Thank you. Yeah, look, the interview subjects in my documentary revealed there's been an 80-year cover-up of the existence of non-human intelligent life and technology of non-human origin. And what's happening right now behind the scenes is the White House is facing that reality and trying to undo the cover-up. The president issued this presidential directive in February, instructing federal agencies to declassify evidence of non-human intelligent life and UAP, and very few of them have acted in line with that directive. They're putting their heads in the sand. They're avoiding disclosure. They're fighting disclosure. The only federal agency that's really engaging seriously is the FBI. They're taking it very seriously behind the scenes. It's a huge priority for the Bureau. And I think as that happens and moves forward, as it becomes more and more of a priority for them, we're going to start to see a lot of information revealed and shaken out of this cover-up. From this point on, it's really got to be about facts and science and actual law enforcement investigation.
Hey, Daryl, you there, my friend?
He's here.
We've got someone else on camera who also is not on Ozempic at this point, so I think we're safe.
Oh, okay, good. Yes. I've been worried about this.
You know, it's kind of like all the people who got the vaccine. They're going to find out what happened to them after they got it after a period of time and what health effects they're going to deal with. So in the meantime...
Here, let me help. You need help moving that couch? Your arms fall off.
Exactly. All right, here we go.
Highest levels.
And the people in your documentary are very credible. Congressman, last
Kennedy's
question for you.
either,
Do you
apparently.
believe that there is more compelling evidence that will be disclosed, and will it even be more compelling than what we are seeing now?
This is what we've been waiting to hear. Are we going to get more shit? Is it going to be better?
A lot more. There's so much more. I've seen it. The FBI has footage. I've seen it, as well as Representative Luna and some others. Yeah, I think it's still a cover-up. The trouble with this is, and the White House tells me, that they're really getting pushback from a lot of these agencies, the FBI and some of the other groups, and if you get deep state is what you're getting. And a lot of the things they're putting out now are easily disprovable as not being a UFO. What we need to do is get to more of the stuff that they've shown us as members of Congress in private.
So what he's saying, they're giving us a bunch of shit and it's not real. And they know it.
That's exactly what he's saying.
But also, if you look at the statement that Trump made about the second results of what we're giving out for the information, how he talks about it, the videos that we're getting does not match up with the transparency that he is promising.
Right.
And I think that needs to be brought out by the mass media to show, hey, Don, look, you're promising us this, but you're actually giving us this. What the fuck is up with that? If you're going to give us this, then give us the whole thing. If you're going to give us transparency to figure it out, then give it to us. Otherwise, don't give us a fucking snow job. Right?
Right. And we can get that conversation started by covering it here like we've been doing and getting the word out.
Yeah.
So people are aware that, yeah, we may be getting some things, but we're not getting what was promised. And Tim Burchett just confirmed that.
Exactly, my friend. If I can, I want to go ahead. I don't have the music to go and throw on here because if I do, I will fuck up OBS. I don't feel like relaunching it. I want to thank everybody for your super chats tonight. We got Eric Woodhouse gave us a one for $1.49, 149 pounds. We got Tamisha Bertrand. Thank you very much. Thomas at Disclosure tonight. You asked before, Tamisha. Reach out, please do. Shelley Montgomery, this is the place to be. Thank you, Shelley. Tamisha Bertrand again. Great show, Thomas, Mike, and Daryl. Everyone in the backs. So much to love to all my DT family in the chat. Yeah, we're a community here. We're not alone. We're together. It gives us a place to come and hang out with, every night and talk about the stuff. Hang out like a bunch of friends, no different that we were at a bar that everyone knows its name, right, Mike?
Absolutely, Thomas. Yeah, you can come, speak your mind, talk about many different things, and you won't be ignored or shoved out the door and not welcome. We welcome everybody.
Exactly. Everyone kind of picks up after enough solar storms.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweaty nerd. I've seen you popping in. Anything you want to say tonight before we pull us to a close?
Yeah. Did it again. Yeah. Talked about some stuff.
You enjoy the show?
And,
Did you enjoy the show tonight?
What is that?
Did you enjoy the show?
I enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Hey, Sweaty Nerd, is that an Eagles jersey?
You know it.
Go Birds.
Go Bird.
Exactly.
Yep. That's right.
All right. I just saw you pop up. I want us to go ahead and pull you up here and everything. I want to say thank you for everybody for coming out. Thank you, everyone in the back. Actually, Abe's been here for a couple hours before the show. He was like off doing things and he said, hey, is the back up yet? And he sent me a text message saying, you know what, let me open it up for you. We've been hanging out all afternoon, talk about stuff. Sorry, Mike, I didn't call you back because I was hanging out with Corporal Abe.
Oh, No,
and then it's so hot here. It's so hot here, and I ate so much while I was hanging out. It was like 5 minutes before the show. I passed out on the couch.
Wasn't from that really strong weed. It was from the
food. He's eating that quality McDonald's down there.
Oh, of course.
Over there.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. All right, my friends. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Mike, thanks for coming out. Great to have you here as well, and as well as everyone else.
Oh, thank you. It was a lot of fun. Great conversation. Thank you for putting this all together and doing this, Thomas.
Also,
Good job.
really quick, I stopped saying thanks. I want to say thanks for the recliner in chief. He's been in the back. Ed, he's not here. Took off already. We got Laura Campbell. She is our, if you want to call it, let me put it up here. She's our remote viewing targeter. We got Michael Drew Sabantel. He's photography teacher. I think he's like 75 years old from Brooklyn. We got Paul in the back. Thank you. Psychosomatic Addict is in the back. Scooby Dooby Dooby is in the back. Steve Hines has been around. Fink Floyd, used to see him in the back chat, in front chat. Now he's in the back. Eric Woodhouse has been here. Enoch the Witness, of course. Edwin has been popping up. Daryl, of course, is the regular who's been one of the ones on the stage. Corporal Abe, it's great to have you here. Anthony Morales. Tim Sinora, also Anonymous Rex. Thank you for being part of the chat. Alice W, always there from the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area. Which part? No, you're in
the Villages.
The Villages, yes. Which is near?
It's an hour above Disney, north.
God, you're way up north. Absolutely. Closer to Gainesville.
Yes, an hour from Gainesville, but Ocala and Leesburg are around me.
Before there actually was like HIPAA, I dealt with a Dr. Bruce Rogers out of Gainesville. And he had a database that he had put together, and he was having problems. And I worked at the database company. He sent us all of his data at the time.
Oh, wow.
He was a gynecologist.
A lot of data there.
Oh, and he was very verbal about what he saw and he encountered. And some of the stuff when I was just doing things to randomly print off records and bring stuff up, the results that I saw.
Oh, my goodness.
So, Dr. Bruce Rogers, if you're still out there, this is before HIPAA. Great working with you, my friend.
Just a shout out.
Absolutely. On that note, as we say at the end of every episode of Disclosure tonight, eyes open, no fear, be safe, everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow because I think we got stuff to talk about. Take care now. Bye-bye. Actually, I can't end the show there. I end it over here.